style is going to work. We got to see Cloud9 yesterday looking quite solid against Liquid. Trying to see how they fare against the FURIA side of things.
It is Cloud9 starting on the T side and straight away starting with an aggressive move up mid.
Look at that from Nafany straight away, just ripping apart Drop and yuurih. And looking to continue his fire and fury, but has decided to slow it down a little bit as the rest of his teammates start to make their way up the B side of the map. Trying to draw those players back here. FURIA to deal with Axel, continues to move forward. Smoke up on the right side as he uses the to try and move forward into the left side, but Art has taken him down, and so now Cloud9 stand with 3 players. Once have the advantage, but now have to look at the time, and they're going to reset instead.
They're completely bailing on this B site. They had the site control, but they weren't comfortable that they could get the bomb down, and Nafany's still on the lurk, so he's hoping he could hear any rotations, but FURIA are actually walking back to A, and now that Nafany's gone, the rotate can come in.
Solid stuff. Shiro commits to the plant now, locks in the digits. They've got to try and pull this one out, a player down. All remaining players of FURIA coming in from elevator towards CT spawn. Shiro goes down without a single kill, so it puts it all onto Inters to try and win this one out. Defuse being stuck around the corner. Art feels confident, emboldened by the players that are on his side, still up and fighting, and they will bring down Inters. FURIA will take the first round of play.
I do like the decision from Cloud9 because at least it gets them the bomb planted, but they just couldn't get the full control of the B site where they were comfortable getting that bomb down. They were hoping they could have that player push into Gens. This is the initial mid-fight where Nafany did such a solid job on the trades. You're going to see him playing aggressive all day.
Cloud9 get the ball plant though, and that means they can get that solid force buy coming back into this next round. They've got 4 Galils and a Tech 9 to boot.
That's why they go back to that A site. Gives them a really good chance to get that bomb down and to get this potent second round force. But Art is doing Art things. Aggression on mid off the back of his own flashbang. It works out early, and with Safe following through, it looks like FURIA have got a good chance at handling this force buy. Oh, this is an annoying angle to clear too. The Drop's playing crouch behind the sandbags. Normally good for at least one in this position.
This time,
I jinxed him. I'm so sorry.
It won't happen. You've done that a lot today, Hawk.
I have.
Oh, Drop's gone. Kill from Shiro upon the boost. Able to ream out Caserados.
I don't know about going for that with the MP9. He knew there were a couple of players there. Long range fight, and now it's back to a 3v3 that's very doable. And yuurih hasn't caught this man. He's sneaking up on him.
He's going to sneak on a buy. yuurih taken out. Advantage siding with Cloud9. 50 seconds left. This is where getting that ball down in the pistol can make a big difference. You can immediately compete in the second round even after the loss. FURIA still with rifles. To stop, signaling. Oh, they want to finish this round. Cloud9 throwing out utility. Safe. Oh, low HP of Axel. Gonna drop him easily, and that bomb goes down in an awkward spot. Safe just collects every life in front of him. 2-0 start for FURIA.
Strong start from Safe. 6 kills in the first 2 rounds. He was a big talking point over on the desk. They were saying that he could be a player that really helps this FURIA lineup. And the thing I like about Safe is he's not just an AWPer who has to rely on the AWP. We see it here. He comes through with the rifle, and that is really what a team like FURIA need from their AWPer. Because of the way they play, if they're going for aggressive plays, sometimes you're not going to want that AWP in play. So seeing him find success with the rifle, definitely a good sign. And yet again, Art going aggressive. This is one of the things that makes FURIA so fun to watch on Vertigo specifically. Art has options for aggression basically everywhere. So this time he's pushed through B early. And got a lot of ground for his team.
The historical head-to-head matchup between these two teams has been one-sided to the way the Cloud9 roster, and the majority of those obviously in the online era, but most recently, they haven't played since the PGL Major in Stockholm, so that was a win for Cloud9 again. Well, Tech 9's rattling away, trying to force their way into the site. yuurih stands on top of the sandbar, spots out. Ooh, a Hobbit brings him down. The bomb on the ground. Cloud9 just 2 players standing. Axel and Inters currently alive, but FURIA shouldn't really be dropping too many players here, but they are softened up, so could be susceptible to a few extra drops.
You see yuurih tucked back into sandbags briefly. Now he's spotted Inters. 35 seconds. Cloud9 will have to start moving forwards, and that's where this crossfire is likely too much for Intez to handle. Trying to look both ways won't be working for him. And Axel's also been spotted, so strong start here for FURIA. I'm liking some of the aggression we're seeing. Art has already made one push towards mid, one push towards B, showing those options available to him. That's something I was curious about when Vertigo got added. I thought it might just be a buff to FURIA as a team because of all those options for aggression. I think with the way the map has developed, we don't see the same aggression as often nowadays because you get the spam back and forth on ramp is normally the standard way it's played. But FURIA can always throw some different rounds into the mix. First gun round out for Cloud9 though. We saw them play this map yesterday and dominate the ramp fights. Let's see if FURIA can put up a better fight in this position. Art versus Nafany is going to be a big deal here on ramp. They're going to be going toe-to-toe.
Art right into the corner. Nafany, the victim of his rifle. Art, as quick as you like, gets in and out of danger. Just peeling away with an advantage, as he so often does. The reply for Cloud9 is to try and get Axel to start fighting in towards his B site, and he might actually get a good position here. Cursorado, luckily, given the warning shots, he can stay alive in behind that pillar, and his teammates are coming over to try and help him out. Gets a little bit hot with that molly, forces Cursorado into the opening, and Axel's able to double up onto two. Only one from drop, so looking good for Cloud9 to pull it back and get that bomb down.
Such a nice timing play there from Axel. He gets boosted up. He heard Cursorado reloading because Cursorado didn't expect him to be so close. Now this is a hard retake, 3v3. Smoke finally fading, and a fight could come soon. Actually, no, the smoke's lasting a little longer. It's going to buy even more time.
Axel going towards Art. For a bit more, second shot. Axel's had a round. It's just down to safe alone. He's good for a couple of clutches, but this one unwinnable. Gets forced away, and Cloud9 finally have their first.
I really like that round from Axel, getting boosted up, getting the chance to just play off of the dry peaks, which I think is what he is oftentimes best at. And it's all about making sure he gets put into positions where he can go for those solo plays. This was the first fight. I thought that might be the difference maker, but that's why it was so important that Axel made this heads-up play into B. They had lost A ramp completely. They had to do something somewhere else, and having a player like Axel entering like that was a big bailout in that round.
Look what it's done to FURIA. 3 M4s across the board. MP9, CZ having to be brought into the battle. yuurih elsewhere actually has taken that opening. But Cursorado versus Axel about to be the fight that we watch on Su. Well, Art elsewhere removes Shira, so things are actually going very well for FURIA. All things considered, you can upgrade that into a better rifle now as well.
Mid control is the only thing that Cloud9 have been able to establish. They've got the bomb with them. But actually hitting a bomb site is going to be tricky because there's still a couple of FURIA players committed towards B. And with the B stairs control, they've got a good chance of holding.
Oh, across the line to the molly. Now safe holding from construction in the MP9 with its rapid fire rate, able to bring down a few players. And it's clean from FURIA. Not a single player goes down for the Brazilians.
What a start Safe is having. He just melted them with the MP9. The MP9 is so good, man. I personally can't control it that well, but if you can control it for the double dings, it's just the fire rate is so fast. And this will also be another theme. Yesterday, Cloud9's Vertigo looked very good because of the ramp control they were getting. That's now 2 rounds in a row where FURIA have shut them down towards ramp early. Art and Nafany are probably just going to be butting heads there all map long. Right now, it seems like Art's getting the best of that battle. So much so that we get a timeout.
Yeah, Cloud9 not happy about losing that previous. Fought hard with Axel's individual performance to get their first round on the board. You set yourself up in a platform where you battle against a weakened buy and you go down to it without any fight. So Cloud9 just want to settle into this one early.
Drink some water in the timeout, everybody at home. Stay hydrated.
Hydra homies. But just trying to settle into this one, Cloud9. They know what's on the line for this. Oh, well, Art straight away fighting out the gate. Nafany out, and Art is going to continue to try and mince meat of the pistols. I don't think he's going to have too many problems with that.
There is a player behind that smoke that you might not expect. That's a good shot from Hobbit. Reload is happening, so Shiro maybe had a timing window. He's actually going to use that to sneak up into short. This is a pretty strong spot from Shiro, but Safe is wise to it. Thought for a second he might be able to slip through the cracks, but now that he's been denied, it's going to be FURIA in control. Damage would be nice for Cloud9 here. FURIA are starting to build up some solid cash. Oh, what a cheeky angle. It looks like yuurih spotted that player just over the top of the sandbags. AKs continue in the hands of the CTs. Money is being built. Now we have to see whether Cloud9 want to stick with this ramp fight. It's not been going their way so far. But you've got to think that they're going to continue to stick around.
Well, 5-1 lead for FURIA. Cloud9 had a timeout moments ago. Now come to the buy with everything you want. Shiro on the AWP is the main talking point here. Art, the last round was having some fun down towards ramp. He's done it a few times, and basically in Art fashion continues to try and force the issue down here. Nafany's already through on the other side. Through the other smoke, he's taking yuurih out. Nafany's not stopping. He's still going up. Art hasn't looked back, but luckily Safe gets his rifle out in time, and Art just stays committed inside of the ramp and gets a double kill out of it. While his teammates are being attacked from the top of the ramp, Art doesn't even turn. He just holds down the bottom of the ramp and he stays there to come away with a double.
Monstrous impact from Art. He just keeps on being a nuisance in ramp, and he wants even more. The AK in his hands is coming through in full force. Haxar picks up the AWP, but what the hell do you do in this position?
Art 10-2 right now. Safe 12-2. What a performance from these two players. Cloud9 having such a rough time. And that's really the stylistic approach that we're going to have to look out for, that the devs are touching on. The fact that you're going to see Art push through the ramp smoke, and you're going to see Nafany come around the other side of it. You're going to have these two completely buddy head. It's going to be so exciting to see how that one transpires round after round.
I think that's maybe the most fun ramp matchup you can get on Vertigo, is Art going up against Nafany.
Yeah.
Just for constant action.
But it's the faith that Art has in his teammates here as well. He doesn't call off his attack in the early round. He stays here. He has full faith that he won't lose the site. And Safe does very well to make sure that Nafany can't get forward with more than one pick.
This is the scary thing sometimes about going into your map pick as the first map in the series against FURIA. If you're not really warm out of the gates, the way they play is just going to punish you and make you really in a rough spot. And that's what's happened here. But Cloud9 now taking their turn to go aggressive up the ramp.
Well, yuurih, the peek on out, does a good bit of damage on towards Inters, and you can try and take down a player behind the top. Hobbit smoked off and held behind it. Cloud9, the walking wounded. There's a bit of a gap here for Hobbit to play with, but the problem is he's lost all of his teammates. So even if he is to find a slight opening here, he's all alone. So he does get that one Tech9 shot. Art tracks him, hunts him, and removes him from the play. 7-1 now for FURIA. Cloud9 going to be focusing up for the buy again. We've got to see that ramp fight again. I want to just keep watching that. Shiro did have the AWP out in the gun round prior. He won't have it this time though, Hawker.
I wonder if we start seeing boosts from Cloud9 to try and peer over the top of some of this utility, or maybe we just see them try and spam. But the issue is, if you try and put your bullets through the smoke on the T side, those traces start to show, you can easily get spammed back. Here's Art again, taking that aggressive position, going for a spam of his own. Looks like Cloud9 might take a more conservative approach this time round, though. Kind of understand that. They've been losing almost all of the early fights. So this time round, they'll chill and they'll see if Axile can work that B site again.
Axile under pressure with the fire, but actually there's a little bit of a sound cue at the time, but they're not ready for it. They don't hear him out. Serrano falls victim to Axel. Hobbit able to follow up, and they forcibly remove the two B defenders. And they're not committing just yet. They're slowing that down. They're letting FURIA make the adjustments. And Safe is going to come back in, looking for the information to see if they're still around. And Axel is going to dome him. Now with the amount of kills they picked up to B, surely they can just walk on in.
Art's been good this game, but he'd have to go crazy here to hold this.
Well, just one.
Yeah, that won't be happening. Nafany finally gets some revenge. bomb was back in spawn for Cloud9, which is part of the reason why they took their time, but it also just works out nicely. And it's that boost again over on B that just catches FURIA out. Even though Axel made a bit of noise on that jump, it seems like FURIA couldn't quite hear it. Certainly didn't communicate it over if they did hear it. So maybe that is going to be the solution for Cloud9. If you start to pressure that B side of the map, then even if you don't always get kills, maybe after that you can come back to A and take the ramp control after forcing some sort of response. It really has been Axel that's won them both of their rounds so far, though.
Yeah, just absolutely taking the round into his own hands. It's hard to sustain that. We're going to see if Cloud9 can start to replicate a few of these rounds again. Maybe get a few other players stepping up, but this is the actual play. Gets up, lucky to not be touched by the fire. Sticks around, finds safe coming back into the site. And then he just collapse upon the B side itself.
Remember, FURIA are still rich after so many round wins. They're going to have no problem coming into this swamp. They have decided to take a timeout, though, and Guerri is actively making sure the team is aware what adjustments they want. I assume maybe something to do with that B side of the map. There is always the option to go for the aggressive pop flash play for info early. That might be a solution to stopping that boost. Orp now in the hands of Art, for what it's worth.
Now we'll see what he gets done with that. Kerserado then goes down in towards the bottom of the B stairs. We will also send one out into middle, but not only the nade that goes down, Kerserado also dips down to the bottom of the stairway, and Art is searching for a pick towards top ramp early.
I think having the AWP of Art here is nice because it's allowed them to invest a bit more over to B, so they can go ahead and go for this super aggressive stance early. Second smoke deployed. Kerserado continues to play behind it. Meanwhile, mid has not been a massive action area so far in this one, but Hobbits just having a look and potentially drawing a rotate, and this time Nafany is able to get the best of Art. So a slower start to the round. It's worked out for Cloud9 to find the pick, and they might get more.
Oh, Axel rips apart Kerserado. A minute left as Drop continues to push forward. Wow. Trying to chase after him, but Axel's so lucky to get out, and now his teammates are starting to turn their attentions towards the A ramp assault. They're already pushing forward. He's got one, but Cloud9 significantly ahead on the player count front. And his safe still up here. And he has been an absolute beast so far at the start of this game. Maybe he can get something miraculous done. He's not really seen anybody yet. He starts to span through the smoke. He's not too far off removing Hobbit. But that kill does not come through, and so still the great chance stance of Cloud9. Axel's still a middle hawker.
He might actually just stop them saving right now. Safe is about to come round, and he's not ready.
No mercy.
Absolutely no mercy. They know that they need to start to try and come back and win rounds convincingly if they want to break that CT economy. They might be able to do just that if they keep this up. And I think it has just been the slowdown from Cloud9 that's really helped them. They're not losing fights straight away anymore. And when you start to draw out these rounds slightly further, it seems like they're happy to kind of let the round come to them a little more. It's been working out pretty nicely for Cloud9, and I'd expect to see the same here because now they've got that AWP out in the hands of Shiro.
We'll see what Shiro can get done with it, yet to really get involved in this game. So second time I remember getting his AWP out. We'll see what he's able to master. There's a couple of players forcing the issue down here for FURIA. The ramp control from Art being taken. That deep smoke going across the bridge. And Art just takes complete control of the bottom ramp. Cloud9 must feel suffocated with this approach.
Hobbit again looking for potential picks towards mid, which won't come his way. Nafany's going to sit in the smoke.
Yeah, he's just coming back again. So you let them use that utility up, let the CTs burn all that util. You just hang around, you can go back into the ramp itself.
Yeah, Cloud9 won't mind that because they still have all their nades, which they can use to reclaim map control.
It's a difficult angle here to deal with for Kerserado. And he's going to take away a life of one. He's not even going anywhere. He's staying in the same position. They come around, they have to trade him out, and they will. 50 seconds now on this timer as they start to go up ramp. Art peeks out for the information. Is not ready for this side. The two remaining players will be on, so Art gets absolutely destroyed. Yuurih looking to patch up the hole that his in-game leader left, and he's got damage but no kill. Cloud9 starting to pull this one back and put themselves on top. Safe has to try and win the round himself. On top of the boosted position, it's one onto Hobbit, and will reposition with high health. So FURIA still in this one.
25 seconds, drop is going back to B, but I think the bomb has to go A at this point.
Well, smart from Safe to go for that, but he looks away, and Inter starts to consider the short push might come in. So he's aware of that, looks for Safe, takes him out, and drop put into the clutch in the 1 versus 3.
They're all low. I don't know if he knows it though. And with the bomb being planted, maybe if you find an early fight, you give it a go. I don't think Cloud9 are going to give that away.
Yeah, it looks like Shiro's just scoped in right now on the elevator as well. So if drop is even trying, no, he's not. Okay, he's tucked himself into the default position just safely now. But yeah, we're looking to just save this M4 now if you drop. And Cloud9, another one added to the tally. And that's a great sign that they're able to, when the round doesn't really start the way they want it, just being able to recover. It is incredible there from Cloud9.
Yeah, Axile won them a couple of their early rounds, but now this is coming more back to just getting some presence towards B, getting some pressure on that position. Even if you have to trade or even if you lose some numbers, it seems to just thin the FURIA defense enough. It seems to just put Art in a position where he's left a little isolated, a little alone towards ramp. And we've seen that script play out a couple of times now, where the first fights go down towards B, then Art is left alone towards ramp, they find that pick onto him, and that's when the entire map opens up for Cloud9. That's what's got them back into this position. And remember, FURIA at one point had $10,000+ on multiple players, and yet Cloud9 have managed to bounce back and break their bank.
It lands right on to Shiro, 4 HP. Nearly cancelled out right at the beginning of the round. That would have given FURIA a massive chance at the start of this. Sprinkling damage across a couple of players now for Cloud9.
Same molly coming over the top, but Art has a smoke to hold on to this position. Art's always in the danger zone, isn't he? Always likes to get into these positions. He's got another smoke too, so he can keep on holding.
Yeah, you might call him Maverick, but
Well,
the other side of things, we have got a B stream going on, Mouse versus Vitality. It's an interesting one to take a look at. Elimination on the line there. It's not looking solid, but we'll see how that one pans out.
here's a mid play from Cloud9. Haven't seen this too often, but they've got so far up mid right now. You have to assume a split is likely, and with that kill towards B, they should be able to handle the pistols quite comfortably now.
Hobbit just moving forward.
He hears this rotate.
And he's at the ready. Just to spam away. Not the cleanest there from Hobbit, and so therefore it goes down. Safe also making something happen, and now if Kesserano can get something done, it might just turn in FURIA's favor. It's nearly a lineup of 2 players, but it is just one. And mortally wounded here, Cloud9 with no time to get towards a bomb site. FURIA, my God, they have turned that into a round win out of nowhere.
I'm so surprised we didn't see the B players commit sooner on the Cloud9 side. I thought it would be the B players to take the first contact, and then those mid players are in a really advanced position where they can cut off rotates, or they can come in for the backstab. But the timing between the 2 separate forces there on the Cloud9 side just looked off. The mid players commit to the fight way sooner than any of the B players were ready. Then the B players are kind of stressed because they feel like the round is slipping away from them, so they go rushing in. They don't have time to clear out all those positions methodically. That just seemed like the synchronization wasn't quite there, and it cost them dearly. We still haven't seen a run boost yet. I want to see the run boost.
I felt like there was one about to start.
I think Rushley's been looking out for it every single round.
Yeah, he's always praying for it, Rush.
Rushley loves seeing CSGO models flying through the air. The danger zone specialist.
Yeah, movement guy himself.
Cloud9 are pressuring mid much more than other teams. Serato traded out on B. Now Cloud9 will start to properly pressure the mid position. Nice molly.
Yeah, it's a really good molly awareness of yuurih's possible position. Actually forces him away, so the information can't be picked up. And Hobbit is trying to come over the top of construction drop. Oh, he gets cleared out. Hobbit successful in removing him. And yuurih going into the fight as well. Inter just drops him so quickly. Safe and Art trying to recover this one for FURIA. Now, they have been able to pull off rounds like this before, and Safe gets a double, putting Art into the 1v2. Cloud9, do they come barreling towards him? A missed shot has given Art a chance, but it does confirm where he's coming from. And so Cloud9 can start to barrel forward to the side, but Shiro, the riskier play, but sticks around for the fight and wins it just about with the deagle.
Pistol out as he holds for the rotation, just about able to win the fight. What a stressful round that was. I loved the constant mollies into CT from Cloud9. That's what allowed Hobbit to isolate that first fight. Eventually, though, Safe, who's been having a stunning game, comes back in and makes it a somewhat close affair. And then Shiro spamming with the Deeg, thankfully able to land a headshot eventually. AWP out for Safe, but the buy from FURIA not ideal. There is that AWP coming into play, though. Safe is everywhere right now.
What a performance he's having. It's 18 and 7. Not really slowing down either. Good pick from Art. That's annoying for Nafany, I'm sure. Axel gets the steps, he tracks him. Oh, okay, second kill as well for Axel. Great double entry there. Coming down.
The AWP's B though.
Real hard on. Safe has to try and stop it. And yeah, going into the AWP, this could be a big problem.
Oh no.
Yuurih's just got the good position. He slipped through the smoke, but he has actually missed one. It's still one on T-Inters. Shiro now has to deliver a clutch. The Deagle, a couple of shots later, comes out with a kill. Now switches to the AK instead of the AWP for this one. And Shiro cannot find Safe. A round once again that looked good for Cloud9 goes the way of FURIA.
Going straight over to Safe for the fist bump with good reason. That's a round where they have an AWP, an MP9, and 3 USPs. And they get the guns into play early. Safe finds the first fight. Art does good work as well with his SMG. And then they're able to just sneak on the edge of a smoke to make enough chaos come through to win the round. 9-5 could even be 10 for FURIA at the half. And again, this is Cloud9's map pick, and FURIA are coming here to play.
Art just runs on down, and that's frustrating. Shiro caught blissfully unaware, and Art finally punished. So that's the Nafany Art head-to-head. 1-for-1, at least Cloud9 have been able to pull that back.
I think once you lose Art on ramp, you probably have to play a bit safer. FURIA realized that. FURIA is dropped back to the bomb site. Haven't seen too many of the straight-up A executes from Cloud9. Now that they have ramp control, could be time for that, but Nafany's going dry.
Oh, yuurih taking out Nafany. It's now the advantage for FURIA. And Keserado, he's always in one of these annoying angles. You come around, you don't really know where to pre-clear and where to aim. He's just always in a different spot, and that makes it so difficult to come out on top of that battle when you go into his den solo. Inters at least gets one pick back in towards mid, but still Cloud9 sit with a player deficit. They want to end this half with 6 on the board. They have to find a way to pull off this 2 versus 3.
Look at how safe yuurih's playing though. He's all the way back in CT on this A side. So if Cloud9 were to walk up towards A right now, they've got a very good chance at getting that bomb down, and then you put the AWP and the AK into a post-plant position, that could be very doable. Should be a bomb plant here. There's nothing to stop it.
Oh, shot from yuurih. Brings down into it. It's just Hobbit looking to deliver a clutch for his side. It's the first as he comes off the plant. This time he will commit to it. And Keserado and Safe looking to sweep him up, and then it's going to go right in. The softened HP of Hobbit. That's enough to close it out. FURIA with an incredibly strong half to start this map. Map 1 looking good for the Brazilians. We'll see if they can close it when you join us after the break.
Hello everyone, Mahone here to show some of the key tactics, tendencies, and positions we should expect from FURIA's Vertigo. Starting on the T side, let's take a look at the key positions and who plays them. We should expect yuurih defaulting towards the A ramp, Keserado as the mid player, and Drop as the B player. The first thing we want to look out for is Keserado's smoke from the mid T stairs that actually lands in the A site. With this smoke, FURIA like to push with 4 players fast up the A ramp to fight the A site, and with this smoke it allows them to take more control without having to worry about the longer range angles. The second thing to look out for is another one of KSGO's nade sets, this time towards B. This smoke and Molotov is normally thrown when FURIA hit towards B, as it helps delay rotations and allow the rest of the team to fight the lone B defender more easily. Over on the CT side, when it comes to positions, we should expect yuurih and Art as the 2 dedicated A players, Safe as the A rotator, KSGO as the dedicated B player, and finally Drop as that player between B and middle. Over at the B site, something to note is that KSGO will often try to keep the B stairs smoked as much as possible. This is done with Drop's help, as they'll often drop a smoke nearby for KSGO to re-smoke. One of the main reasons why this is done is because T's often like to boost from the left side to find a pick in the site, so by smoking it constantly it prevents them from doing so. See if you can spot these tactics and tendencies the next time you see FURIA play Vertigo.
We return to our matchup of Cloud9 versus FURIA. Vertigo looked to deliver, and it delivered 10 rounds for FURIA. We got an update from the B stream as well. Vitality versus Mouse currently going on over there. Hawk, it looks like an absolute banger. Looking to survive elimination.
Looking like a close matchup so far. Damn, I just got excited by that JDC transfer, man. Now I kind of want to see. I just want to see more from JDC.
Well, Hawk, we're on this one. So Cloud9 versus
Listen, this is also a fantastic matchup too. We've seen it. It's been a very fun map so far.
Well, FURIA, they put themselves in a very good position here. With 10 rounds picked up already, if they find a pistol win, they're putting themselves into an incredibly comfortable spot. Cloud9, they need to pick this up. Shiro coming into this with a smoke in his hands. Double flash here for Inters, but FURIA gathering towards the bottom of the A ramp.
They've got some good utility, but Nafany's established on a long-range angle. He'll be hoping for an early pick alongside Hobbit.
But down to 7. Walking wounded right now for him. Cloud9 lucky to have not lost that first player, but FURIA have already established this top ramp control.
Big rotate from Cloud9 though. They've got 4 CTs on A right now.
This could get real messy, real quick, and Nafany looks to be the player that puts some aggression in the mix, but he's pulled into the fight too wide. Safe will come out with his life. The advantage now with FURIA, but as you mentioned, Cloud9 have players still here to try and defend this.
Oh, that's such a good nade. Inter's down to 10 health. The utility allowing them to just push onto the site itself, and they're going to get that bomb down.
Yeah, down no problem. Cloud9, because they're so damaged up and they don't really have much to work with here to get back in, it looks very good for FURIA to post 11 rounds here. Oh, that pick on Hobbit just comes in at the right time as well for yuurih. And low HP. Finished off. Enters the next player that should be going down here. He's so low. Just a whisker from death as he starts to try and retreat. Cloud9 realized that one is a done deal. Axel's already out of there towards the B side of things, and FURIA now lead 11-5. Picking up this pistol, starting to get a little worrying for Cloud9 now. And I guess we can talk back, you know, when we listen to the desk, it's all about where are Cloud9? You know, what level are we going to get out of them? What do we expect of them these days? It's kind of hard to gauge that because you see some results that are incredible. You see some results that you're like, okay, yeah, I could get behind this, and then some results like the Major where it's like, oh, well, maybe they're just not as good as we anticipate. So I think it's really starting to discover where this Cloud9 team will be for the rest of the year.
Yeah, we've got a few teams at this event right now where we're having that similar discussion. It's the same with G2. We're not really sure what to expect from them. They won their opening best of one very convincingly, and then they come back and we're not sure how they're going to perform against some of the greater competition, you could say. FURIA right now showing us that they are certainly a force to be reckoned with on this map. Slow ramp control being taken. Gotta say, Safe has had some very impressive map performances where he will just have an incredible stat line like this.
Yep.
And I think as he gets comfortable in this team, we could see that continue and just keep on propelling.
Yeah, should develop further, but Vertigo, one of the maps he is more of a specialist on, one of his highest rated maps, and Safe has come in with the double already here, but Axel and Inters together take 3 players in the blink of an eye, and suddenly Cloud9 competitive in this round. In fact, they're ahead on the player count. FURIA need to recover this. The Mac-10 of Art sent forward, but it's split up. It's entirely split up from Drop, and the bomb is down, and Drop's nowhere to be seen. 48 seconds left in the timer, and Drop is on the B site with bomb down on A ramp.
He was hoping to take that ground and that Art could come back to the B site with the bomb, but Cloud9 take the initiative. And now there's 35 seconds for Drop, and he's concerned of all these close angles. That's taking up a lot of time here. As long as Cloud9 don't give him the fights, it's so hard for him to get that bomb into a good position, to get those fights. And it looks like he's realized it. Time to back away. Big round from Cloud9. They really needed that. And again, it's Axar who comes through with an important multi-kill for them. He's been the one Cloud9 player who's played to the level we would want.
Solid stuff as Cloud9, they needed a bit of a lifeline there, and they can hold on to that. See if they can develop the start of the CT half with that opportunity now picked up. I'm intrigued to see what we're going to see out of FURIA coming into this next one, but this was Axel getting the double. Quick reactions to come back after he relocated his crosshair to collect the double kill. And that is going to be a little frustrating for FURIA to lose a round like that. They would love to just try and stabilize and finish this one out as quickly as possible. You know, you're going to let a proficient Vertigo team like Cloud9 back into it. This is not a done deal by any means. It's quick for FURIA through middle, in towards Hobbit.
Damage done across the board on the FURIA players, and Hobbit fights ahead of the smoke for the first frag on the round. Axar's still playing close, but FURIA have been spotted, they've been slowed, and you can see they don't feel comfortable, but Axar takes the fight to them.
Yeah, good pick in. Good boost up, but Inter is completely ready for it. Headshots instantaneous, Shiro making quick work of yuurih. Just Art. Guillotines Inters, but meets the death sentence himself in the following seconds. So a round found for Cloud9. They don't drop the ball against the pistols of FURIA. It's going to be more of the same for FURIA coming into this round. Economic woes will trouble them once more. So we're looking at 8 rounds for Cloud9. Very much within this game, especially heading over that CT side. FURIA did a fantastic job at stifling potential T side of Cloud9. We've seen be so strong for them before. But this is it now for Cloud9. A little bit of frustration there, in fact, from Drop.
I think we're actually going to get a really close game now with Cloud9 winning that earlier round. It puts them in a position where they can compete for this. Oh, big nade against the unarmored opponents.
Oh, Shiro's just going to hold now. Swan. Run on into him. The softened up opponents are actually a meal for Nafany to consume. Safe has picked up Shiro, so adds another one to the tally of his kills as he looks at 25. He'll take anyone he can get at this point as well. Climbing up the ladder. yuurih with the MP9 in hand, behind him, the bodyguard.
I think, yeah, just try and get the MP9 to trade the Glock at this point. An extra $600 would be nice. It's probably your best bet in this sort of position. That earlier round from Axar where he gets that double kill on the ramp position was, I think, the moment where this game becomes competitive again.
Okay.
It's not hard to do. It's not easy to do, rather. It's really hard when you're holding that headshot angle with the FAMAS. Like, that is a really hard position. Oftentimes, CTs will lose that fight against the Ts that have the AKs, the ability to just one-shot headshot. That could be the moment right there that Cloud9 get themselves back into contention here. That was obviously a gimme. This time, FURIA will have guns to work with.
Yeah.
So we still got to see if Cloud9 can win out on the gun rounds, but definitely a good sign for them that they get some comfort early on their CT side.
We have got a FURIA timeout, a tactical timeout being used up right now ahead of this round. Slowly but surely buying into it.
That shows to me that they are kind of feeling that this game is potentially going to get close now. I mean, right? It's their first gun round they're coming into, but it's 11-8. And you start to realize 1 or 2 key round losses and you could be behind.
And that's exactly it, right? This is a key round coming right up for FURIA. Timeout ahead of it. Looking to try and dish out what they can against the Cloud9 side. Biggest piece missing here is clearly the safe AWP, but he has got the rifle out instead. FURIA started their round by committing heavy forces towards the bottom ramp. To compete with that early, Hobbit's going to throw a flash down. With that smoke coming in, FURIA are going to be respecting it. They're not going to be going through the smoke just yet. As soon as I say that, Art starts to leap forward and make his play.
Oh, a bit aware of that position, almost gets the kill outright. Finally, yuurih able to come through and help his teammate, and now Nafany also hits the deck, safe with another shot. They completely dismantle the hold.
Great stuff from FURIA, making a real mess of that. Cloud9 just completely destroyed in the initial fights. Hobbit looked like he was about to get that first pick. Aware of what Art would love to do, but denial of the bomb plant buys a few extra seconds here for Cloud9, and nearly catching Casarado with a cross that kind of opened up a big opportunity for them. He is so low on health as well, stuck on default for the time being. Incendiary going out. Casarado. Oh, he's going to be staying on the side. yuurih rips apart Axel. It is just Inter's left, and he's realized, well, with all his teammates gone, it's a lonely, lonely world. He'll start to try and save, but Art is already a step ahead of that. He's pushed through B, coming up the stairway. Perhaps Inter is aware of that possibility. He doesn't want to stray too far forward. And FURIA, they bounce back. That's a must-win round for them, and they've stopped that comeback from fully coming in for Cloud9 for the time being.
It's a nice example of how Art's aggression may not always result in kills outright.
Here's a kill.
Here's a kill.
Good night. Inter's out of there. Nothing saved over for Cloud9. We look at the money side for Cloud9. It's not too bad. They will be able to buy up into this next round as well.
Yeah, it's a nice example of Art's aggression kind of just baits Hobbit into wanting to get that kill, and his teammates can move up while Art is drawing the attention away. yuurih is able to move up on the left side. Hobbit's just spraying and searching for that kill, and that's what allows yuurih to sneak up on the left side, get the opening kill himself, and once the first domino falls on those ramp fights, oftentimes you can end up seeing the rest of them follow suit. Just you don't have the crossfires anymore for Cloud9. FURIA end up winning every single fight.
4 rounds away from taking victory here on Vertigo. Or FURIA, Cloud9, all up in the hands of Shiro. The one weakness, of course, will be that FAMAS for Hobbit. We'll see if Cloud9 can muster the round win from this, otherwise they will be in the bin. FURIA will start to look very good to take map 1. Art back to his antics at ramp. He's not going to be pushing through that smoke. Instead, it's Nafany charging his way down to clear this close position and wait for an Art play coming through this, but isn't coming yet. They're actually throwing utility in towards him to try and make it uncomfortable.
Utility towards the top of ramp could make it difficult for his teammates to help him, so if there were a commitment, it may be on Nafany himself on the hold. Doesn't look like we're going to get the full-on fight, though. yuurih is just keeping the attention. Nafany knows no one's committing, though, so if this is an attempted fake, it's not really going to work. And the FURIA players with the bomb are currently grouped back towards B, and you can see Hobbit's realizing, I don't think this is an A play, boys. I think I can maybe come and cheat towards this B site. Three B stack for Cloud9. Looks good for him.
Yeah, starting to get boosted on up onto the wood. Let's see if FURIA can crack this open. They start to anticipate this move forward, and Interest preemptively starts to spam through the wood. In fact, 2 kills have come in. Interest is taking down Safe. Axel will find a head of drop. Immediately, FURIA handed a 2-man deficit, and the panic stations can start to be alerted. Art's trying to slip away with a bomb on his back. If he gets away with that, maybe we can start to consider an option opening up again for FURIA, but the time is the limiting factor. He would have to absolutely sprint, and they don't really seem like they have any intentions to get anywhere soon. So FURIA, due to losing those 2 players quickly towards B, have just got to call this one off and hope that their attempts can come in the later round, and Art is very vocal about this now.
That's a nice example of Cloud9 themselves on their T side using that boost up behind the wood to get a couple of round wins with Axile, and it looked like Cloud9 were just very aware that that was a real danger there. So they start spamming the wood, they start looking for that fight. They themselves use that to good effect, so they know that they need to be able to counter it. The question on my mind here for Cloud9 is the one player who was performing in the first half was Axile. He's over as that B site anchor here. That's not a high action position here on this CT side. So we are going to have to see some of the other Cloud9 players step up, especially towards that A ramp position if we get further fights, because FURIA still have loads of money to scrape together a buy here.
Yeah, but this is the last of the reserves for FURIA. To lose this round, Cloud9 will be into the better position. We'll have to deal with a weaker buy in the next. It's quick enough here towards B. Smokes are coming up. Serrata charging into it. yuurih also has taken away Nafany. Axel starting to be alerted that his attention is required. He's going to try and catch Drop, who nearly gets caught by bad timing, but gets behind Tetris. Axel could call for his teammate to help him out.
Oh, they could sneak up on Axel here if he's not careful. He's in a very vulnerable position.
Has got Interest to help him, though, on this close right position. Drop has to be aware, and Axel realizes he's a sitting duck if he plays in that position for too long. Swings and fights, and Interest will swing around the corner, and Serrata, he will not fail that test at all. He'll just hit the headshot. And now Shiro and Hobbit into a 2 versus 4. FURIA into the perfect position. Shiro misses the shot. He can't afford to let that happen. And Hobbit, 1v4 with nothing really going for him here. FURIA keeping it clean. Safe trying to get to the site. His teammate's already pushed in towards elevator, so yuurih could try and edge his way around the back of Hobbit. And Art's even coming in as well, so you have so many areas you have to worry about. Hobbit is completely surrounded.
Boxed dead.
Yeah.
He's boxed dead.
He's dead to rights.
Like a fish.
Oh, no, well, fighter fish at this point for Hobbit. Try and run away. Gets out towards CT, but yuurih now tracking his prey. Hobbit doesn't feel comfortable about going anywhere. 13 rounds now for FURIA. I think the problem is here for Cloud9, they just haven't really shown any signs of building consistent success, right? They win a round and they just don't string it together. You just can't get that string of rounds picked up, and FURIA do an amazing job at disrupting that.
Yeah, I think unfortunately for Axile there, he's playing in a position where if the rotator has some more utility to get him out of that position, then he could be okay in towards quad. But Inters doesn't really know how to respond when that fight goes down. He tries to swing. As soon as he falls, FURIA have a huge advantage. And FURIA now back to the ramp control, and they should be able to get it. No one really here on the Cloud9 side.
Well, Art already up, checking out what is up towards this top ramp. Let's go behind the sandbags. Art blinded and held back. Gonna go into the wide fight. Art is good for 1 and recovers onto the second as well. Shiro and Hobbit slapped away. And a peek up for Nafany. M4A4, good for 1, but quick trade from Serrata. And FURIA are just a dominant force right now as they move their way towards the A side.
One faked briefly, and yuurih will take that chance to take another frag. Drop will be able to get that bomb down. Hasn't had his best game, but he hasn't been needed. We have had some real star performances from the other FURIA players. Safe specifically still up at 27 kills. I actually think Art has more average damage per round than Safe, but that kind of just goes down to the way he plays. He is always fighting. 107 ADR on him. And this is what I was talking about earlier. Axile's been the star man for Cloud9. In this round, he's just the B anchor, so he can't have impact on these A plays.
Yeah, nothing happening for him. He's got to rely on his teammates to step up. Shiro has been very quiet so far.
He had the chance in that round too. Long range with the AWP. Just couldn't seem to hit the mark.
Start to focus maybe And the follow-up map in this series. This is the map pick of Cloud9. Mirage will be map number 2, the pick of FURIA. Now, we've seen FURIA yesterday on Mirage dismantle the likes of Imperial. So, you know, this is a very comfortable series in terms of the maps getting to be played here for FURIA.
Yeah, definitely a good look for them right now. This was that first fight that Art was able to take. He got blinded initially. Just getting to see how blind they all are. We're getting to see the flashes on their faces.
Well, just the one save rifle here for Cloud9 in this round. The rest USPs. Drop. This might be a round where he can get a few extra on the board for himself.
Hey, man, if you're winning 14-9, you're doing your bit for the team.
Go take those eco frags. Have the stats now as well.
Oh, yeah.
They're sending him out, sniffing out the B site. See Shiro, he's going to take him out. Drop looking for the follow-up, and he'll get it. Adds 2 more to the tally. Teammates already taking control of the B site. There are Raxel isn't there. They head to the B site itself.
That's a nice message for all of you matchmaking players at home. If you see one of your teammates struggling on the scoreboard, you know it's a full eco, send him out. Set him up for some kills, you know? Get that confidence back.
And it is a smart play here as well for FURIA, because they realize where you've got one save rifle, it was the B anchor player. Where are you likely going to put that one rifle? It's going to be on the A site, right? So you want to avoid that rifle, and so they put the pressure on B immediately. And obviously, as you've seen, it was just pistols there. So smart job in terms of just educated guess as to where that rifle would be.
Yeah, obviously, at the pro level, in case you're unaware, the standard spots for every single player are 100% known. So they could see that it was Axar who saved. They could see that maybe he would want to get more involved in the action after saving from that previous round. They did have the right read in this position. Good for them to steal away Cloud9's map pick.
So Cloud9 can get into this. Not going to have enough cash for Shiro to get that AWP into his hands. It hasn't really been the most impactful weapon anyway, but you know, just feeling like you're going into this a little weaker. The utility isn't quite there on him either, but right now, FURIA just feeling good. I feel like they could probably roll into one round at some point throughout the rest of regulation. Just to close this one out, drop straight away into the fight. He's going to make things a little hot and heavy for Axel. See what decision Axel makes, and it is the drop back into the site.
Nafany taking big damage, down to 20 health, and his teammates also gone down.
Yeah, they spammed down Hobbit, and they've taken Nafany down to 20. So this is a fantastic start for the side of FURIA, and now they're turning their attentions back over to B. They're going to test Axel.
He's been good, but he's so alone here.
Spotted the second player close. He's got one. Axel under a lot of pressure, and Drop moves through, swiftly removes the head of Axel, and Shiro now dropping back. Can he make up for the quiet performance? It's just one from Shiro. Isn't going to be enough to keep him too competitive here, but Yuurih on the play elsewhere, on the opposite side of the map, is giving his life back. And now he's trying to move forward. Denies the plan, but the trade is quick from Drop. Does now Drop up against Inters. Low HP on the young player for the Brazilian side. This is for the win. This is for map 1 and to steal away Cloud9's map pick. And Inters looks to try and keep them in it. Drop his move close towards the smoke behind the generator. Looking to play more advanced in this clutch. Inters starting to make his way through it. Drop sees the legs, perfect positioning, and FURIA will take map 1. They will steal away the map pick of Cloud9. Vertigo is theirs, and they're going to be feeling good about Mirage.
And Drop gets that confidence into him and then closes it with the quad kill. The young player comes through at the end. A team performance from FURIA to get that win.
Desk and break. We've got Mirage coming up. Make sure you don't miss it. We'll be back in a little bit.